Hello first graders, we're back with more math today. Now last week we started a brand new chapter in math. We're learning about how to organize and use graphs. So we very briefly talked about 3 different types of graphs, but we really worked with one a lot last week. There's a bar graph where you use colored bars to display information. There's a picture graph where you use pictures to display your information. And last week we worked a ton with tally charts, where you use tally marks and totals to display information. Do you remember another word for all of that information? It's very fancy. It's called data. All the information you collect is called data. How do you collect that information? You conduct what's called a survey. A survey is a question that you ask to a group of people, and all the information that they tell you becomes your data. And you can use all of these different graphs to display your data in different ways. We also learned about how to analyze data, how to think about which thing got more votes, which got the least amount of votes, the difference between two of them, right, was subtracting. And we also learned how to figure out the total number of people that took your survey. Today, we're going to focus more on picture graphs. So you're going to need your math book and a pencil. Get those and I'll see you in a second. We're going to start today on page 521. Looks like this. It has some people sledding and skating and playing hockey. And it also has a blank chart on it. Find page 521. All right, you must be all set. So on page 521, we have picture graphs. Now, when you use picture graphs, instead of using tally marks to display your data, just like it sounds in the title, you use pictures. So it looks like people took a survey here to figure out people's favorite winter activity. There are 3 different choices. We have sledding, ice skating, and hockey. Down at the bottom, it says to ask 5 students to vote for their favorite winter activity. Unfortunately, we're not all together, so we can't ask 5 students. You could ask 5 people in your house if there are 5 people there, or you could make up your data, which is what I'm going to do. It's not ideal, but we're just doing the best we can. So I'm going to need to end up with 5 because it says to ask 5 people down here. So my favorite is ice skating. So I'm going to vote myself for ice skating. Now, when you mark your data down in a picture graph, you use little pictures. Now, when you do picture graphs, you can't have the most detailed picture ever because you're marking a lot of data. So it just needs to be a simple picture that represents whatever the topic is. So for sledding, I'm going to draw a little sled. For ice skating, maybe a little ice skate. And for hockey, I'll draw maybe a little hockey puck. So I'm going to make my vote for ice skating. So I'm going to do my best to draw an ice skate. So there's like a boot shape and there's the skate. Not a ton of detail. I'm not going to color it in. I just need to mark it. So now I need 4 other votes. I'm going to give another vote to ice skating since it's my favorite. Another ice skate. I do like sledding as well. I'm going to give a vote to sledding here. I'm just going to draw a little sled. And another little sled. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 1 more vote, and I'll give that one to hockey. It's a little hockey puck. So those pictures are not super detailed, but we can still tell all of the votes. Now your picture graph might look different than mine. Maybe your family all voted for sledding, or maybe you had more votes for hockey. But we can still talk about and analyze the data. So in a picture graph, you can count the number of pictures to count the number of votes. So in my picture graph, 1, 2 people voted for sledding. And 1, 2 voted for ice skating. And 1 voted for hockey. I wonder what yours looks like. Flip your page over to page 522. We're going to work with a picture graph and notice our old friend here, the tally chart. So you can use a tally chart to make a picture graph. You could also use a picture graph to make a tally chart. They can go both ways. I'll show you what I mean. So it looks like people took a survey to figure out their favorite color apple. What type of chart is this though? It's It's not a picture graph. That one's a tally chart. So the first thing we're going to do is write our totals in the tally chart like we were last week. So one person voted for red. 1, 2, 3 people voted for yellow. And 2 people voted for green. So now we're going to turn those totals into a picture graph. So I'm going to use color for mine, but you don't have to. So one person voted for red. So I'm going to get my red marker and draw one little red apple. 3 people voted for yellow, which we can see in our tally chart. So I'm going to make 3 yellow apples. 2 people voted for green. So I'm going to make 2 green apples. So now we can see the same data displayed in 2 different types of graphs. A tally chart and a picture graph. Wonder which of those you like better. I think they both display the information pretty well. I do like that with picture graphs, I think it's really easy to tell which one got the most votes. In the survey to figure out people's favorite apple color, which one got the most votes? It was yellow. Which got the least amount of votes? It was red. That's surprising to me. Red's my favorite. We're going to do the same thing down here. We have a tally chart, and we're going to turn it into a picture graph. This time it looks like people took a survey to figure out their favorite shapes between a triangle, a circle, and a square. So 5 people voted for a triangle. 1 person voted for a circle. And 3 people voted for a square. Take a minute to fill out this picture graph using the data in this tally chart. So hit pause until you have filled in your picture graph. Remember to just do simple little drawings. All right, if you're back, you must have filled in your picture graph. So our tally chart here tells us that a triangle, 5 people voted for triangle. So I'm going to put 5 little triangles in the picture graph. It tells us that only 1 person voted for a circle, so I'm going to draw 1 circle. And it tells us that 3 people voted for squares, so I'm going to do 3 squares. Now you could use either the tally chart or the picture graph to answer these questions, but think about which one got the most votes. It was a triangle. Which got the least amount of votes? It was a circle. Here are some tricky questions. How many more people voted for square than voted for a circle? So remember, we need to find the difference between these 2 numbers. Picture graphs also make it a little easier to answer this information because you can see these blanks right here. So 2 more people voted for square than voted for a circle. How many more people voted for a triangle than voted for a circle? 4 more people voted for a triangle than voted for a circle. How many people all together took the survey? Nine people all together took the shape survey. Great job. So now you're going to work on page 523 and page 524 on your own. So use this tally chart to make a picture graph. On the back, it has a story problem that you're going to turn into a picture graph right here. And then answer this question, which says, how does a picture show a number on the graph? Explain. I bet you can do all of that very well. Good luck. Okay, first graders, terrific job with your math today. Really great job working on those picture graphs. I know it can be tricky to learn a whole new type of graph, but I bet you're doing a terrific job. So we'll be back tomorrow for more. Bye.